Hello there. Welcome to final assembly at the Vauxhall-Opel plant in Luton and the start of Fleet Drive 83. You're going to enjoy the program we've got lined up for you. It is one of many similar type occasions currently being conducted throughout Great Britain. And we're going to tell you about the truly magnificent range of cars available from Vauxhall-Opel in 1983, including the new outstanding star Nova, and also to offer you the chance to get behind the wheel. I should say wheels, because there's plenty of vehicles out there to try and drive.
The 1.8 Berlinetta three-door hatch. Competition, Fuego GTS. Capri 2000S.
What you look for in cars of this pedigree is performance, economy, reliability, and price. Let's just have a look at how Manta wins out on all four cuts. When it comes to acceleration, Manta gets 0 to 60 in 10.2 seconds. And Manta is the fastest. It's also way ahead on average fuel consumption, even at 56 miles per hour, with minimum time off the road annually, just over 1 hour for Manta. The list price of Manta is £6,119, £200 less than Fuego, and £250 less than Capri. And Manta's standard features include a radio stereo cassette, head restraints, 5-speed gearbox, headlamp wash wipe, and alloy wheels, all extras on the competition. There's no doubt that for money paid, Manta value makes business sense, means better value all round. Over the past 8 years, one particular Vauxhall-Opel vehicle has always appeared in the top 10 best-selling cars. There are now over 350,000 customers well satisfied with this car's proven benefits. I refer, of course, to the elder statesman of the Vauxhall-Opel range, Chevette. And as you will see, maturity has its own rewards. Even today, no competitor can match the versatility of a wide choice of body styles to suit every need. Saloon, hatchback, or estate. This is the L three-door hatch. Let's look at the competition. The Fiesta 1.1 Popular Plus, the Metro Standard, and the Samba 1-litre LS. Chevette, largest engine capacity, and still the fastest overall. Plus, a lot less time required for servicing, less money spent, less time on servicing. There's maturity for you. In fact, Chevette has moved with the times. She's a small car with a big heart and a big car feel. Perhaps that's because of standard features, unavailable or extra cost items on the rest. Features like reclining seats, radio, heated rear window, radial tires, anti-roll bar, and laminated windscreen. With Chevette, you really know what you are buying. Of course, right at the crest of the range...
New Senator. New Monza. An aggressive drive for increased volumes in the high car group. Monza. 3-litre fuel injection, replacing the Royale Coupe. Senator C 2.5 fuel injection, replacing Viceroy and Commodore. Senator C 3-litre fuel injection, replacing the Royale Saloon. Senator CD 3-litre fuel injection, the flagship of the Vauxhall-Opel range, completing rationalization of the executive car range, representing a major new opportunity. This car group accounting for around 6 to 6.5% of the total market in the foreseeable future. The most competitive area dominated by Rover and Granada. Specifications and prices provide the new Senator and Monza with the basic ingredients to win business from these class leaders and other famous marques. The Mercedes 230 series, the BMW 5 series, the new Audi 100, the Volvo 760, plus new introductions in '83. All new features resulting in excellent fuel economy, returning 18.9 miles per gallon on the urban cycle. At a constant 56 mph, the Senator 2.5e gives 37.7 mpg, 38.7 mpg on the 3-litre E's, and no less than 40.4 mpg on Monza. Even at a constant 75 miles per hour, the figures are impressive. 29.1 mpg for the 2.5e, 29.7 for the 3-litre versions, and 31.4 for Monza. Impressive economy for high-performance models. Maximum speed, 133 miles per hour. For Senator 2.5e, 118 miles per hour. And the 3-litre, 130 mph. Acceleration to match. 0 to 62 in 11.5 seconds with the 2.5e. 9 seconds with the 3-litre, and with Monza, it's 8.5 seconds. A really sporty package. New Senator. New Monza. Priced to take on the volume competition, with specifications and performance to give those expensive rivals a real run for their money. Improved aerodynamics, improved fuel economy, improved ride comfort, improved sales success in 1983.
So there you are, Senator and Monza, top of the range. Of course, another range which is just taking off, Carlton. Now with no less than 10 variants and a host of new features designed to fulfill the needs of both luxury and economy. Let's have a closer look at what Carlton now has to offer.
Much has been done to conserve fuel. New aerodynamics with lower body line. Rounded nose section with integral headlights. Front spoiler. Rounded off A and C posts. Raised boot line with sharp cutoff. Rounded edge to roof. Transmissions, rear axle ratios, hydraulic valve adjusters, cylinder head. All designed for fuel economy. With urban driving, 26.4 miles per gallon on the 1.8S. 24.3 miles per gallon on the 2-litre S, and 36.2 miles per gallon on the 2.3 diesel. And cruising at 56 miles per hour, 47.9 miles per gallon on the 1.8S, 45.5 miles per gallon on the 2-litre S, and 52.3 miles per gallon on the diesel. Economy better than many smaller cars. Alternative to fleets considering a move down. And it's nippy. On the 2-litre S, 62 miles per hour in 12.5 seconds. With the 1.8S, it's 14 seconds dead. Ride comfort is also important. Carlton seating, spaciousness, features, visibility, new suspension, and new brakes providing greater safety. And the big plus, power steering on all models. Finally, the engine. A direct derivative of the Family 2 1600, first appearing in the new Manta. The 1796cc overhead cam engine, designed for low-end torque maximization. Low engine speeds, longer engine life, quieter journeys, greater economy. The 2-litre S petrol and 2.3 diesel versions remain the same.
The relationship between engine size and income tax has become increasingly important. The trend to go small will be accelerated by such tax changes. Obviously, by reason of general management structures and incentives, larger cars still have a very firm place in the market, but the trend is definitely downwards. Equally, resistance by the employees to go small will only soften gradually as taxation on benefits in kind begins to bite. Now, significantly for both Carlton and Cavalier, the Sierra lineup does not include an 1800 model. Its engines are 1300, 1600, 2-litre and 2.3-litre. And it's this gap between 1600cc and 2-litre that is ripe for exploitation. In fact, amongst Carlton's major competitors, only the Ambassador can offer an engine below the critical 1800cc tax break. Now remember, in this current tax year, drivers in the 1301cc and 1800cc capacity group are liable to a tax benefit assessment of £360 if driving less than 18,000 business miles a year. What that means, of course, is the taxman adds on £360 to their income for tax purposes. If the driver has a 2-litre car, that's £540 that's added on, £180 more. Now next year, that difference increases to £225, and if the benefit includes free petrol, this difference is increased further to £450. Now that means at the standard rate of income tax, the driver of a Cavalier CD or Carlton 1.8 GL, who also gets free petrol, will pay £135 less in benefit taxation than the driver of a 2-litre Sierra gear. It becomes a strong selling point for the 1800cc engines now offered in both the Carlton and the Cavalier, and indeed the Manta. And Carlton isn't a small car. Its owners can enjoy the standards to which they've become accustomed, but at a small car tax rate, if you see what I mean.
So you see, with 1800cc or less, there's a real saving. And as William Woolard said, that also applies to Cavalier. In fact, most of the range. But what about those residual values?
Vauxhall-Opel. Come and have a look. As you can see, we've got a lot of cars here. Morning, sir. Morning. This is a 1982 1600L hatch. It's done 19,000 miles and will go for around £4,000. Now, that's good money for that mileage. Now, come with me. Now, an Astra 1300L hatch, 2 years old. It's done 17,000 miles and will go for around £3,300. Vauxhall-Opel really hold their prices.
one example, the Cavalier 1600L 5-door hatch. Its competition, the Sierra L 1600, Renault 18 and Ambassador. Worthy contenders. But see how Cavalier has the edge all round. For example, from 0 to 60, Cavalier has easily the best acceleration. It's also the fastest all round. On average, Cavalier gives more miles per gallon as well, and that's a big saving factor these days, particularly in urban conditions. Nearly 30 miles per gallon. With less annual servicing, it means more time on the road. And many more standard features, like a radio stereo cassette, remote control door mirrors, halogen headlamps, split rear seat, and much more. All items classed as extras or just not available with the competition. Certainly, Cavalier is Vauxhall Opel's star performer. And in spite of recent competitive efforts, it looks very much as if Cavalier will continue to set the pace for some time to come. Another car providing star performance at the moment. Certainly the one everybody is trying to beat, Astra. Sales already up by over 75% in 1983. This is the Astra L 1300S, 5-door hatch. Competition, the Escort L 1300, and the new introduction from British Leyland, Maestro. Little to choose between these three engines at first sight, but Astra has the edge on speed. Look at that all-round power, providing a dramatic difference. In service time, to 50,000 miles, it also wins out. Again, Astra has a host of standard features which are either not available or classed as extras by the competition. All designed to make driving a pleasure, all providing terrific value in terms of comfort and safety. But now we're going to move on to the one I'm sure you've all been waiting to see. Our new small car introduction from Vauxhall Opel. Our bright new star, Nova. Here's a preview based on its twin sister, Corsa.
The Vauxhall Nova, new entry in the small car market. A range of hatchback and saloon cars, built to combine maximum interior space with minimum exterior dimensions. Styling, which starts with a deep front spoiler and continues over the steep bonnet. The grille and bumper vary on each model. Wheels are 13-inch with 4.5 rims. The base model is fitted with 135 section tires. This L has 145s. Sporty side blisters on the hatchback reduce drag and airflow. Front wings bolted on and plastic liners protect against corrosion, stones and dirt. A low waistline provides excellent all-round visibility. Nova's rear bumpers, made from molded plastic on steel carriers, wrap around the side, and rear light clusters mounted vertically, less intrusion into load area. Locks placed relatively high up. Generous openings for easy access. The load area cover, standard on both models. At 7.9 cubic feet, or 19.4 cubic feet with the rear seat folded. On line with both Fiesta and Metro. But no competition with the saloon version. A massive 15.2 cubic feet of luggage space. Large rear window with tailgate wash wipe, standard on both hatch models. Doors, exceptionally wide. A two-way key operation. Same key. Front seats reclinable. 6 inches of adjustment, forward or back. Plus a further inch added by the workshop if required. Easy access to back seat. Front seat also shaped to give extra knee room. Plus open style head restraints. Safety belt buckles mounted on seat frame. Adjustment lever clear of obstruction. Initially 2 trim levels, domino cloth in the basic and boucle stripe in the L. Excellent driving position. Everything to hand. Gear lever where it should be. And a center console for the L. Clear instrumentation, easy to read. Speedometer, water temperature and fuel gauges. Warning lights for alternator and oil pressure. Main beam, indicators. Handbrake on and brake fluid. Screen wash wipe. Standard wipers, 2-speed. Plus intermittent on the L. 2-speed heater blower with illuminated controls. 3-speed on the L, as well as remote control door mirror, dipping rear view mirror, and quartz clock. One-liter overhead valve engine delivering 45 din horsepower. A development of the tried and tested Opel Kadett. Or 1.2-liter 54 din horsepower overhead cam. Engines available on basic and L models at launch. Performance well above average. The 1-liter unit accelerates from 0 to 60 in just over 19 seconds, faster than Fiesta. Maximum speed, 87 miles per hour, better than domestic rivals and most imported competition. Even better from the 1.2, 0 to 60 in just 16 seconds. Top speed, almost 95 miles per hour. Plus powerful servo-assisted disc brakes in front and drums at rear. Excellent suspension, similar to Astra. 4 wheels stay on the ground. The fuel tank, under rear seat with 9-gallon plus capacity. Fuel consumption, on the 1-liter, 54.2 miles per gallon at 56 miles per hour. An average of 43.7 miles per gallon. Better than either top competitor. Same applies on 1.2-liter. 55.3 miles per gallon at 56 miles per hour. And an average of 42.6 miles per gallon compared with 36.7 on Fiesta. This is the Nova.
My name's Mel Nichols and my job is to write about new cars. Vauxhall-Opel have asked me to come here today and take your new Nova for its first British test drive. They told me to tell you exactly what I think about it, and I'll be certainly delighted to do that. The first thing you notice about the Nova is that it has excellent vision, and the ergonomics are extremely good. The dash is simple, well laid out, but that means it's delightfully functional. The seat is also extremely good. It has good side bolsters, and the lumbar support, which is increasingly important, is really good. The other thing that's quite outstanding about the car that you notice from the outset is that the clutch and the gear shift are very light, and also, happily, so is the steering. Women are going to really like this car because it's so easy to steer and maneuver. That'll make it especially good around town. Funnily enough, once you get driving it, it also feels a much bigger car than it is. Not just because it's very roomy inside, but also because it has big car attributes. It rides very softly and very well, so that it feels like a car several sizes bigger. I think that this car will set a new standard in small car ride and refinement. It is really extremely good. Better than the Metro, better than the Renault 5, certainly better than the Fiesta, and even better than the Polo in this department. The dash is fairly simple and in a sense a bit Germanic looking, but when you look beyond pure aesthetics, it's very, very functional. Again, helping to make the car easy to live with, very easy to operate. I think people are going to like that. There are nice touches like the full width parcels tray that both driver and passenger can load with things, and the centre bin is very handy and large. The trim overall is well up to standard for the class, quite pleasing and appealing. What's especially good is that although the car looks very small, it's tremendously roomy inside. It's easy to drop the rear seat down as well, and luckily you can also take it right out to increase your load space. You want to carry things to the tip, that sort of thing. The engine benefits very much from being a recent design. It's light, smooth, free revving, flexible and powerful. It tugs the car to 60 miles an hour a full second quicker than the Fiesta, and you do notice that when you're driving it, trying to nip through the traffic, pull out on the motorway, that sort of thing. The overtaking range is very good indeed. At first the handling feels as if it's slightly wallowy, as if the suspension has been compromised well towards the ride quality. But when you really thrash the car hard around a race circuit like Goodwood, you discover that in fact the handling is quite superb. It's very, very forgiving, so that the car is tremendously safe, and it's satisfying in the sense that it's also accurate. It steers perfectly into the corners, doesn't understeer very much, and even under brakes doesn't become unstable. In other words, despite its fundamental comfort and refinement, it is also a driver's car. Overall, this car really impresses me, and I think it will most people. It's the last entrant in the small car sector, so it should probably be the best, and I think there's a fair case for saying that it is the best. I'd say that because while it looks small, it is outstandingly roomy inside. It also behaves like a big car in the way it goes, in its quietness, its refinement, and most of all its ride comfort. It's efficient in all senses, it makes sense, it does its job very well indeed.
Nova, destined to become a real winner in the small car market, completing the Vauxhall range. A range now well able to satisfy the most demanding of fleet requirements. A range you can now try and drive. Thank you for joining us.